Hey there YouTube, I'm Yukitsu, this is Yukitsu Times. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back to a little bit of Frostpunk in what is probably the game that I have least enjoyed recording in my entire life. So anyway, we're about to hit the big cold snap here, which drops us down to minus 70. Not the biggest one, but a big one. Looks like we're fine on keeping our coal at max value, even though we've got a bunch of buildings that are like being heated by all these little things here. So that's lovely. Yeah, I don't really have anything to do with these storages right now, so we're just going to keep them open. In the meantime, we are actually researching better resource depots, but after that we're going to definitely hop over to building our factory, because holy hell, have we ever not been building a factory. We have actually also got enough steel and enough wood and enough cores to build a bunch of mechs and stuff like that, and I could also actually build our other wood drill. That would probably be useful for me. Relying pretty heavily on like outposts right now for wood, but more wood drill would be pretty good, because then I can start getting charcoal kilns, which I feel are actually a little bit better than the charcoal thumpers, especially in regards to like putting automatons onto them. I find that that's actually really quite good, and that way I also don't need mines. Now, assuming my game doesn't crash here, which it feels like it might, I've only got like one more cycle, so this is going to be our last hit of getting rid of Londoners. So whichever ones I don't get rid of here, I'm going to just have to throw in jail. Wow, my game really is trying to crash, isn't it? Well, anyway. Yeah, our propaganda center working full speed. That's fine. This thing up to like just cap heat here. And people have abandoned Londoners. Okay, so we've got 9 left. Let's go ahead and throw the rest of them in jail. So I should actually wait a little bit to see if we get... Actually, no, there should be one more tick of this. Okay, so I want to wait to see if there's an event that causes there to be more of these guys, because there very well could be. But I can use this every 24 hours, so... The problem is if I do a roundup now, like, we'll be at capacity, though, so I can't actually get more prisoners than this. And it's 2 days till that's done, so... Yeah, I feel like we wait to see if there's an event, that way I can make sure I get 10 instead of just 9. Ooh, 23 hours on our coal instead of keeping up with it. I think this is to do with the fact that we don't actually have a lot of our coal stuff open yet. The coal thumpers are open, but a lot of these gathering posts don't open until 8. I don't have them on overtime shift yet. Honestly, I probably could put them on overtime shift, though. At least some of them. Why is my game trying to crash so hard? Alright. Yeah, so here comes that big drop. And we just want to check here what our temperature's looking like. Okay, so I could turn on heaters in a bunch of places, and it would only cost me 1 per building. But since it is saying we've only got 22 hours of coal left, it probably is actually not a great idea for me to get these places too warm. Alright, so that's saying that we're fine now. Of course, it would help a little bit if I could fill in some more of these buildings, but we got like 1 million people in jail. We should be getting some more people with these guys here, since the places they're going to should have people. So yeah, I'll have one more cycle of this happening. Alright. So our ability to have slightly larger boxes is just about done there. I think Frozen Grove is just trees, so we'll go swing over, grab those, and then we'll head over to the Snow Cliff, which I think might have people. I can't remember actually if Snow Cliff has people. Hopefully it does, because I could definitely use some more. Dear game, please hold on. Okay, so in terms of all of this stuff here, so I definitely do feel like I need a little bit more of our coal, but I think that our best bet for getting forward in that is going to be a factory, and then we won't bother building any of those until we get approved automatons. So let's see, our care center's down. It's kind of fine, actually. Cookhouse, let's just heat the cookhouse, I guess, since everyone sort of goes over there for a little bit. Looks like these buildings are all fine. Like, a lot of our buildings are actually quite warm right now, and all the houses are also fine, so... Oh, that actually... Just barely enough to tell them to, that we're gonna have trouble here. Apparently we've only got, like, the barest value of, coal. Oh yeah, that is slim. That's real slim. Alright. Well. Yeah, no, I think this is fine. I think we're doing okay here. I feel like we could turn off... Well, actually, that'll bring us down, like, a lot of levels here. Okay, well, we'll leave things as they are, I guess, for a little bit. There's not much I can do about it anyway. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and just let this run through a little bit here. We'll see if we can survive in this temperature. If I can't, I've got a save that we can go back to and check. But we've barely got any sick people. It's really warm in this settlement that I've got here. We've got, like, houses instead of tents and stuff like that, so that's helping. Let's swap out this one a little bit here. Can actually afford to like spend tons of food right now on improving stuff. Like, we're definitely going to want to pop an increase in our technology over here to get through the cheaper robots. That's going to be really, really good for us. But basically, we're just hoping that we can get through this current sort of situation here. Looks like these guys can also all be enhanced. We've also got those agitators, which are increasing things by like 20% there. Oh yeah, so we should be seeing a pretty big boost actually for the next little while here in terms of coal production just from doing that. Yeah, that really sped things up a nice way. Yeah, so this is going to be fine. Can deal with some of the agitation that these guys are getting using our patrol thing here, but we've also got like the pub and everything like that, so we're pretty okay. Anyway, I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay, we've actually got a nice event there which caused the number of Londoners to fall, so we're actually going to be really well off for this
Phase of the game here. So that's lovely. Gonna go ahead into tech here, build our first factory, and try and find somewhere that's relatively heated for that. Or I might have to build a new heater. Put it here. I'm not 100% sure I like that spot, though. Could put it back here behind our hospitals, but I want to keep that sort of medical. Alright, let's, could put it over here somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like back here is fine. And then we'll build something else for its heater, or it might be actually warm enough. I don't know what the innate heating on the factory is. So we'll have to find that out. In terms of our tech and stuff like that, we are going to immediately get the streamlined automatons. It's going to make it a lot cheaper to produce them. So we'll be able to pump them out a lot faster without immediately crippling our steel and wood, which is something I would love to avoid. And now, come morning, whatever it is that's going on, we can immediately just hit the emergency, get rid of whatever few Londoners we've got left. We've got 2 here, but we'll find out, I guess, in the morning what that's going to look like. Definitely going to spend the rations in the guard station. Our discontent's starting to ratchet up a bit here. So that really knocks it down, but yeah, we'll be back.
Alright, so we got to here again perfectly fine. We got rid of the last of them without having to throw any more people in prison, which I'm really quite nice. I think is nice. Because it does mean I don't have like those 9 people in lockup, so yeah. I didn't even really have to go that far into this whole thing. Okay, together we're stronger. Got rid of this stupid quest here. Glad that's gone and done with. Hopefully our factory is going to be warm enough here. Let's add in that. Does look like it's going to need a heater. I'm wondering if I can reach it if I boost this one to size 2. I'm going to turn this on real quick here to check. Looks like yes. Okay. So just keep that on level 2, that's going to be fine. So first of all, we're starting off with some prosthetics. I want to get this tech here done first. And once we get that done, you'll notice I'm like pulling people away from hospitals. That's actually fine under the circumstances. Like, we've got so few sick people that it's fine, and they're also going through the system like every 12 hours. So even with the amount that I've got here, I can pretty much go through like 40 people in a day. Getting a lot less sick as well because the houses are all heated, so that's pretty good. 4 prosthetics that we're going to get is going to be pretty nice as well. So yeah, nothing too much to worry about here. Yeah, I hope these guys find some people, though. That would be... well, at this point, it doesn't matter as much because I can start replacing them all with automatons. Our research here is coming in pretty fast. This will be about 2 hours, it's saying. And we're surviving, like, this really hard cold snap pretty easily here, it looks like. So these things not producing all that well right now. So what I'm going to do at this instance is actually just drop, like, a person out of here and add them into here. And that's just going to increase the rate at which it's all gathered from and decrease the speed at which this produces, which I think is going to sort of help balance that a little bit better. Not quite enough, it seems, but it's probably fine. We've got our first set of prosthetics built. I'm hoping this care house doesn't have to be warmed for the prosthetics to be installed, but I don't think it does. Pretty sure that happens in the hospitals. But if I don't see this number go down to 0 pretty soon here, I'm going to assume that I do have to do that. So after this, there is actually another level of tech for automatons. We'll go ahead and check that out, but I might have to get the improved heaters instead. So automaton redesign, what's this do? Further reduced by 30 wood and 30 steel. Okay, actually, might as well get this first. Oh yeah, one of our prosthetics got taken. And so we should get 0 people who need them in just a little bit here, because they'll all have them. And I should also be looking pretty soon at a moment where I've got an extra worker. Just pop him in here. And I'm actually starting to run a bit shorter on food, so I'm going to go ahead and get these industrial hothouses working full capacity here. And I would love it if I could click on the stupid building here. So what we're going to do at this point in time is actually pop 2 people out of here, pop them into here so that we got the full benefit of the foreman. So that helps a little bit there. Alright, and we don't need any more prosthetics for right now. These guys can chill in here. I don't really... well, yeah, I'll let them sit in here. Doesn't really matter. We'll start turning out automatons really quickly in just a little bit here. But I do feel like I want to get that last tech that just reduced the cost even more. It's only going to take 7 hours. 216% research speed, which is pretty good. And it looks like we're starting to churn out food a little bit faster than we were before, so that's also nice. Over here, we're looking at our first sets of prisoners coming up pretty soon here, by the next day, around noon. So they'll be injected back out into the workforce, as it were. Should get our food just at full capacity, like just really, really topped off there. I don't think we have any more events now as a result of our ideology, which is pretty good. They really annoy me, so getting rid of them is kind of nice. I think at this point in time, I probably actually am not sure if I have more stuff to scout with these guys. I'll have this guy pull back, and I'll have this guy sort of, or maybe there is more out there, and I'll do both of them, but we'll see what that's like. For the night here, I think actually I need to build some more stuff here, though. So, I'm going to go ahead and get another wall drill here, and the reason is that I am going to want to get later tonight, or later on, I do actually want to get those charcoal kilns, just because I find them to be really efficient, especially if I'm getting as much wood as I'm getting. So that should get built in the... well, apparently we have some spares. Actually, we have all those people who just got their arms back. So I think that's what's going on there.
Probably got some other random people wandering over there to help for no good reason, but that's fine. And let's just check what our consumption rate is. It's pretty tight actually right now. That work foreman really does help out in terms of like how much charcoal you can produce. Okay. Well, I might as well skip forward a little bit further here. It's forever before I get another thing from the Book of Laws right now. I need to get the cemeteries just for the sake of having it, I guess. It doesn't really matter that much. But, yeah, hopefully things are going to continue along pretty smoothly here. Down to the very last little bit of this game, hopefully. I mean, once we hit this less cold minus 60 bump, it's going to be pretty smooth sailing, all things considered, like, given that we're still netting positive with our generator set to max. The only problem is, like, we don't have our heaters set on at all, and they're not on max either, so I definitely know that I do need to increase my charcoal production so I can do that. Or I could alternatively just get an unlimited number of automatons and have them do all of my work for me. In which case I could just have all of my lazy people sitting around home, or I can have them in the hospitals and stuff like that. Ah, jeez, I think my lungs are falling out in real life. Well, it's fine, I didn't need those lungs anyway.
It's time for rest.
I like how this place goes to 0% just consistently. They've just gone off the build because, like, nothing interesting is going on there. Like, all the workers from my prison have just decided they're gonna go off and do something else instead, so all the prisoners are like, you know, maybe we could just leave here, I guess? I don't know. Anyway, so that gets us to all of that stuff, so we can actually just start pumping these out really quickly now. I'm gonna go ahead and get the advanced heaters, tier 3s. Even though, like, there is a negative to this, it changes it so that they consume 1 coal since I've got the heater efficiency upgrade. This one will make it so that they consume 2. So there is that. I could alternatively just get, like, the coal thumper injectors. I could also actually work towards getting efficient gathering. That would actually help a little lot. You know, I can survive for a little bit without the the extra powered heaters. So I'm going to work on more efficient coal gathering, I guess. And these guys are just going to wait here to see what's past that spot there. It's going to bug me that it's red for a while, but that's fine. Okay. Food ration, steam cores, and wood. Damn. And then they can get to the Shrouded Cave as well, so... Unfortunately, this one is just kids, so they're not actually that useful. I think the last, like, 300 or so people come from, like, the exiles that are going to show up here, and some other things. So I'm going to have this guy move over to here. I know that there's going to be, like, something around there-ish, is where it opens up to. Yeah, I was hoping that we'd get more, but such is life sometimes. Anyway, let's go ahead and get, like, I don't know, 6 automatons or something like that. Could probably get 8. Have them start working tomorrow morning. And that'll be fine. Our prison guards showed back up there. Good. That would have been absolutely just really weird. It's like, I don't know, the prison's like, just, all the prisoners just, like, left, so, you know, I don't know. I just felt like they didn't need to stay there. Anyhow, yeah, I'll be back once we've gotten to somewhere a little bit more interesting, I suppose.
Alright, and we're back. So we've got a ton of automatons just wandering around. No, they're not really doing anything, that's perfectly fine, but...
yeah, like, at this point in time, we're just slamming down a bunch of houses. We got those kids coming in that we're not going to be able to do anything with because they're useless. That's perfectly fine, but we've also got a whole bunch of these new people showing up here. 27 adults, 22 children, and 21 engineers. That's a lot of people, and a lot of them are going to have much more serious problems than we normally are sort of used to. Sort of done exploring for the time being. I do need to get those other techs, though, for once we've gotten to the point where we've gotten all 3 waves of these guys, so I'll work on those later. But for now, I'm just more worried about getting our housing in, because I'm not necessarily sure if I've got exactly enough room for everything I need here. I'm sort of not necessarily too worried about getting everybody in these neat little 3 sections here. I don't think that that's going to happen, but I'm wondering if I should expand past the hospitals or if I should expand like up here or which direction. I feel like just going past this sort of block that I've got here and then going out that way would be probably the best way to do it, but hard to know for sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I think that's another 100 people that I've got housing for, which is not nearly enough. Gonna need quite a few more of those after that. We could check how much spare we had prior to that, though, by going into here. Let's see here. Our care house is screwed. That's fine. Let's see here. We have 51 houses currently for 341 inhabitants. Actually, it looks like we're doing okay. I'm not sure if that includes ones that are not done yet, though, so we'll wait till all these finish and then see, because we might actually have enough houses now. So this is on its way soon here. We've still got lots of steam cores, and I've been getting those pretty consistently, but
Yeah, my sound is screwing me over yet again here.
very sad about that.
But
You know, I'll be back later anyway. We're not doing too much right now, but that's the update.
okay, and we're back. So we got our lens thing that tells us all hope is lost or whatever the hell. I don't really know what the hell it's for.
Gonna try and keep our discontent, though, relatively low here. Keep our hope as high as I really care to. Doesn't really matter that much, but I think it matters later, so we'll just keep saying propaganda. Cold doesn't really exist. There's no such thing as cold. We're actually in a volcano. Anyhow, at this point in time, like, what I would kind of like is to get engineer automatons. That way I can get some research during the nights, because I feel like that's sort of an interesting thing about this game is that it seems as though these research rates, like, because they don't ramp up properly, if you just have one automaton on engineering, then he's got like 75 or 85 or whatever percent effectiveness, which means that he's going to be able to do a lot of work really, really quickly without having to actually take the normal amount of time. So I've got like one house short of the amount that I need. I'm kind of just not worried about it too much. I should need enough houses for 700 people, I think. Got some scientists here, that's fine. We're just going to keep bringing back everybody that we can. Keep working that the way that we're working that. I kind of want to get tier 3, but I don't think it really matters that much. Have fun. Go do whatever the hell. So at this point in time, we've got 38 sick people, which our throughput for sick people is pretty fast, and we've been doing a pretty good job of keeping people out of med bays. So this is actually pretty okay. Like, all these people are going to be shot out of there in less than an hour. I still have plenty of steam cores. Let's see here. I have to research overdrive couplings. Call all of our scouts and outposts. And I have lots of time before I have to do that one. Gather at least a week's worth of food for each citizen. A total of 3,576 food. Holy shit. Okay, well that's going to be interesting. So what I probably need to do for that is actually, like, just really slam out more these things. Won't fit in there. So trying to figure out where I've got like enough space to realistically sort of put these sort of things. I'm thinking back here is actually fine, since I don't really need to put more houses back there. So that'll be good enough. I need probably another one, in all honesty. 3,000 something food. That is a lot of food. Oh god, now my sound's screwing up again. Alright, I'll be right back.
Alright, so hopefully less of that. No real way to make there be less of that, but whatever. So at this point in time, I kind of need
To switch to iron, but at the same time, I feel pretty good about getting more wood. The reason I feel good about that is because I'm using that for charcoal kilns again. I find that that's actually a really good building if you've just got some space, because they don't take up very much space, and their production output's actually pretty good. 11.3 an hour, like, for a fairly small amount of space there. These things, well, they're not collecting right now, but the amount that they sort of max out at is whatever these guys produce, which is, like, quite a lot, actually, but this is a tier 2 coal thumper as opposed to these guys, which are tier 1. I kind of need to get the upgrades from. And you don't have to upgrade the building, you just get more efficient charcoal kilns without having to really do anything about it. I've got one automaton working in in one of these things here. So we'll see how that works out for us, I guess. I don't know. You can just sort of see it looming ominously over the thing. I don't know. Might need more heaters, but I'd really rather not get more heaters. Have this sort of brief moment where everything opens and it's just freezing cold and everyone's gonna like probably like die horribly, but then it just immediately fixes itself. So I don't think that actually causes any real damage there, but I like how this guy is probably like building this thing instead of like someone that's not around there. Alright. So I could put like people in there instead of the automaton, but just gonna put an automaton in there. Alright, so apparently this building is in fact too cold to work. So I do need to get more of these things built. So let's go ahead and try and get like 3 hothouses. So we can build one here. Then we can try and build one behind them, I think. And that'll be about it. I'm also going to go out here. I don't really need the wood anymore, like from these sort of shipments, I guess. They feel like they're less profitable. I hate how the perspective on this changes, by the way. Like, that's just really obnoxious. Fishing village, send you out there. Still not entirely clear on how they're getting, like, unlimited fish out there, but whatever the hell. Alright, let's boost as many of these as we're capable. Alright, that gets us 5 hours. So we can move our engineer. I can just build another engineering thing, actually. Stick like another one over here, maybe? Put one over here, actually. That'd probably be okay. Because like I said, we only need one more house, really. And I haven't bothered building it yet because we've got like a sort of shortage of steel here. It's not a major one. I'm not too worried about like our steel production or consumption because we're sort of just building things as we need it. Alright, Camp Meteor, carry on. Nothing there. Let's go to the large crater first. I think that one just has science. We could use that for tech. Then we got this other group here heading back with some engineers and stuff like that, which we don't really need again, but we're just trying to save everybody that we can. Because it's the kind of person I am. Just gotta save all the peoples. Yeah, we're not doing great on our food production here. I'm not even sure if we're keeping up with our consumption right now. It's like 8.1 for each of these things. I might have to get the tech that actually increases our food production by another 15% or something like that pretty quickly here. How long does this engineered automatons take here? 3 more hours? It's, I think, actually like a 15-hour tech or something like that, so it's a pretty expensive one. Anyway, yeah, not a ton that we've got going on right now. I might as well give you guys a bit of a cut, and we'll get back to you guys once we're a little bit closer to the catastrophe point.
Okay, and yeah, you might think I've skipped ahead an awful lot, but honestly speaking, during the last few bits of prep, I find I haven't really
done anything all that interesting. I just finished off these things, and that's about it. At this point in time, like, we've got everything that we're sort of going to have, essentially. If I can get a few more techs and stuff like that, that's going to be great. We're getting the infirmary checklist right now, just so I can clear people through the infirmaries a little bit faster. I've got 3 of them. That's going to be something that lets us just filter through people really, really quickly in terms of medicine. So, with all the bonuses that I can get, like, can probably go up to, like, I don't know, really high, suffice to say. I still didn't get the larger storage depots, and I'm feeling not necessarily that great about that, especially because we're already reaching sort of cap of our food and our fuel. But we can put down a few more here. Put this along like this here, and we'll just squeeze in another bit of storage down there. Now the problem with this is I actually do want to keep our wood so I can keep it burning, but sometimes you just gotta make some sacrifices. There we go. So this should be, you know, kind of okay there. If I could get the improved wall drill, that'd be great, but unfortunately I've only got like 1 steam core, so there's no real way for me to get that. At this point in time, I am also going ahead and switching out workers and putting in walkers here. And we're going to do that with a couple of these things and a couple of these things here. Just to keep sure that we're working everything maximally efficiently, because we've got these workers, we got these walkers here, we've got the like sort of bonus from the foreman running in a bunch of these places here. So we can get these big bonuses that are going to go to waste if I don't have someone working them. Oops, this one's actually... And we can sort of put people back on the other ones, doesn't really matter. I think that's sort of all of our... I got like this one randomly over here, unfortunately. It's about actually time for me to put... Alright, so we can put an automaton over there. And then in the morning, since the people are a little bit faster, I can switch it back. It matters a lot less though, since we're at 99% efficiency or something like that. Like it's 133% over here, so it's pretty close to like maximum efficiency. Get this guy in here, and yeah, we'll just hit foreman. I guess the food cost is because like we get an actual human worker in there doing the actual physical labor, something like that. I'm imagining. Let's get a little bit more storage for food, a little bit more storage for coal. Alright. Now we are about to hit our first day at minus 80, which is pretty bad, but it's workable. Like you can apparently live at that. And I'm pretty sure like gases freeze at that temperature, but you know, whatever. Guess that's fine or something like that. So our walker sort of has to like go to this thing and recover some coal or something like that before it can finish doing whatever it's supposed to be doing. So that's where this one is. It's their equivalent of eating. As far as I know, they don't actually take any fuel, but all of our guys have been recovered, so that's a thing. It's one of those ones where you're sort of like not great. It's not great that they've all gone and done that and made it so you have to rely entirely on other stuff, but oh well. Food production is going to be a bit shaky, I think, or at the very least not great for the next few days, just because we've sort of foremaned all of our food production already. Sort of have to keep an eye out for anything that you can hit foreman on. I might as well, honestly. There's no real reason to delay that. And just hit fast forward here for a bit. So with the amount of coal I'm burning... Oh, fight over supplies. Yeah, so things not going to be too super great for the next little bit here, but oh well. Nighttime techs, though, that's great. No people in the hospital, so we are clearing that through. I would love to be able to get rid of some more discontentment, but should be okay for now. We've got about 5 days worth of rations, it's saying, which is interesting, because we did clear the half a week's worth of food. So, I guess that includes the fact that people will, like, literally starve a little bit, but, you know. Let's see here. So I could go ahead and get the cookhouse insulation. That would potentially be useful. If I could, I would actually like to get more food production, but that's not going to happen at this point. Yeah, I'm feeling like I want to get something like... I could get the coal thumper injectors. Like, we've actually got the advanced coal mining, but I can't actually use it just because we don't have any of the stuff for it, so I'm going to grab the cookhouse insulation. The cookhouses tend to be a bit cold. I don't want them freezing over when I've still got potentially some food that we might have at that point in time. I might not. I don't really have anything great for them to produce right now. Now, I could switch over to soup in our... in these places instead of the regular food. Kind of feel like I should do that, actually. It's just like a small amount of reserve food. I've actually built some more cookhouses, so I'm gonna have to do this with all of them. I've also got some walkers working on food right now, so those are also working during the night. I want this to actually say 7 days worth. How these people know that it's going to be a 7-day storm, I have no idea, but wow, I've got a really messed up throat right now. No idea why. Some ideas why, but no concrete ideas why. Anyway, we're just about into the morning. Once morning hits, I'm actually going to switch these guys out to... you know what? It doesn't even really matter. In all honesty, like, at this percentage of effectiveness, it's so close to what the humans were doing anyway that it really doesn't make much of a difference, and I just don't want to do the micromanagement right now. So that's just going to be what it is for now. I've got the maximum sort of heat that I can get. I think I've got insulation for everything that needs it. Like, the hothouse insulation doesn't make any sense because once it gets too cold, you can't use it anyway, like, once that thing hits. We've got both the gathering post insulation. I've got the tier 3 advanced heaters. So that's really just going to be used to gather coal. That's pretty much the only thing that that's worth for. So at this point, the cookhouse insulation is useful. I don't need the mechanized infirmaries because, like, I've got tons of free engineers. So don't need that. I'm mostly just going to have to keep our hothouse, or our gathering huts warm, I think. And they've got decent insulation just by default. It's like minus 80, these things are turned off, they don't have anything else going on, but they've got so much insulation that they're only at very cold. Once everything turns on, it switches up to, let's see what. This is just from the thermal thing. Yeah, it goes up to comfortable, all the way up to comfortable, so it's going to be perfectly fine running at that for a while here. Let's also check our consumption rates here. Yeah, we're gaining pretty nice amounts. So that's quite good. And I can go ahead and swap out... yeah, like I said, I'm not going to bother. I'm going to keep these guys here. So we got like 2 days before the storm hits. And I think I'm actually going to call it an episode here. I'll make my last episode seeing how we weather this storm. We're hitting minus 80 now, though, so let's do a quick check here, see how these guys are doing. Should still be pretty okay. Yeah, these gathering posts are still at livable, despite it being minus 6 in the weather thing, so minus 80. So that's actually not that terrible. We have got the ability to run our, what's it called? Ooh, these things need to be heated up, though. This should bring them all the way up to, like, comfortable, though, so it's pretty fine. How come these are different temperatures? These probably have mechs in them. No, why is this one so cold?
No time to waste. We've got work.
Interesting. Alright. A mob storms the stockpiles. I'm not going to have that much wood. There's no way in hell I'm getting that much wood in this amount of time. I'm gonna see what people may get hurt means here in this context. Hopefully that just means people end up in the hospitals because we've got plenty of room for that. Looks like that's fine. I'm guessing that it was some people ended up in the hospital, but we might get a message soon saying some people got killed or something like that. I'm still trying to figure out why some of these are so damn cold. Oh, it's because they didn't, people didn't arrive yet, so they didn't turn on stuff. Okay. And I also need to turn on this hothouse here. Okay, I don't need to turn that on because it's AIs. I think that this is relatively okay. Just turn on these watch posts though, because those guys are going to get cold. I'm gonna also run this thing. Get rid of some of our discontent again. Increase hope. So what can I do to increase our food production? I can go to the industrial hothouses. This is sort of the last chance for me to boost this, so this is pretty okay. I can still do these other ones tomorrow, so that's also fine. Alright, so with all these at 9 per hour, this is sort of the maximum amount of food that you can really get out of these. And it would be lovely if I could get like 5,000 food or something like that. That would be great. Our coal's dropped down to being worth 3 days, but I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we've sort of cranked up the heat of a lot of places here. Now, what we're going to do eventually is just drop down and stop producing stuff in a bunch of places, and just have people go home, like sit around their houses or whatever, because that will help a little bit. So we're going to be bottlenecked in our charcoal kilns just by these guys here, but they're still pretty. They're still a pretty effective way to get wood into our coal systems here. So that's all fine here. I can also form in these guys. So currently they're doing 11.4 an hour, and those get transferred into, I can't remember how much. I think 7 hours worth of work for these guys transfers into 210 charcoal. So actually, no, this might be matching a bit. It's because I've got 4 charcoal kilns, though, so that's probably what it has to do with. Alright. Well, anyhow, yeah, I'm going to call this one an episode. Hope you found this one enjoyable. I think we're going to have this beat on Extreme after many, many restarts, but nothing wrong with that. But anyway, hope you found this episode enjoyable, and of course, as always, hope to see you guys all next time.